To create awareness about the injustice of our children living on the streets, activist and social worker Ryan Brown Dalton took to the streets of Cape Town to live among the homeless for 16 days. His initiative tied in with the national 16 Days of Activism campaign, which is run annually from the 25th November to the 10th December to speak out against violence towards women and children.
According to society, it's absolutely fine for a child to just live on the streets. It's something we accept as just the way the life is, and there's very little efforts as with society as a whole to work towards moving the kids away from the streets. People just accept that there are street children and they're fine with that. And what I'm trying to do is change that mindset to where we as society come and say, actually, we're not going to accept it. It's not normal for a child to live on the street. It's child abuse.
These are children that have landed up in a bad environment. And as the environment gets worse and worse and worse, so the behavior of the child gets worse and worse. So I think that one of our greatest challenges in society is to create understanding around the 150 million children living on the streets globally. This is now a global crisis that is predicted by 2020 that there are going to be 800 million children living on our streets. Now, in the 21st century, shouldn't that number have gone down? Why is it rising? And for us, working in the sector and seeing what these kids are going through, it's as Nelson Mandela says, a way you measure a country is by the way you treat its children. And right now we failed.
You can't have the full capacity to understand unless you're here about street life. And just simple things like it's more tiring when you sleep on concrete and then wake up early and then you still go around and you have to struggle to get food and stuff. Things like that are more tiring, and it's like stuff that I always saw and I understood it, but now I like really relate to it and I really understand it on a deeper level.
A lot of other people also came to the streets. They say they work with street kids and people, but they never think one moment to come and sleep here on the street with us, just to come and see for themselves what's happening at night time, especially in town, when everybody is gone, the city is quiet. What happened, what evilness is happening in a beautiful city like Cape Town at night time.
You know what, this is an opportunity for society to understand what's really going on out there. And when you have understanding, which creates that awareness, then we will see change.
The thing is, if I go out on the street and I stay for 16 days on the street, people are going to say, you live for 12 years on the street, 16 days is no different. So people won't listen to me, but to him people will listen. You see, so I really think it's a good thing he's doing. He's bringing awareness to people and he's making people listen.
I sleep by the flower stand on Adderley Street, and so we have to be up fairly early because people come and set up. So around 6 or something, I wake up and go out from there. And then I just walk around until the soup kitchen. The official name is the Arch at St. George's Cathedral, but on the streets they call it Crippie because it used to be in the crypt. It opens at 9 o'clock, so I go there and eat breakfast, just hang out there till about 11-ish. And then I walk around and see if I can get money. I hand out these flyers that I have. I just try to get money and food and hang out and talk to the different guys that I know. And then at night, sort of go to Long Street because that's where the nightlife of street life is. Then go back and sleep, and it starts over again the next day. It's difficult, but it's a good experience, and it's also it's a lesson for me and others not to take those things for granted, because people take it for granted that they can sleep in a nice, comfortable bed, that they have nice, comfortable sheets, clean sheets. Even simple things like toilet and running water to get a drink of water anytime you want, and just having money to buy food or whatever you need. It's things that most people consider just basic, but they're actually, here on the streets, they're not just basic. They're actually, luxuries. One of the biggest things is just an awareness where in a democracy, if enough people say, I'm not okay with this, then the government and the people in power have to listen. That's what democracy is supposed to be about. if we as masses first say we're not going to accept this anymore, that's when we can start actually having the power and the action to move forward. And from there, it's things like building structures of support in the communities that the kids come from. If we see that we have more than someone else, then we have the choice to go there and help, even if it's a school in a more rich, wealthy area, donating something to a school in a poorer area. Things like that will make differences little by little.
We need to act on these things and make people aware that it's really out there. Why ignoring it? You're walking past them every morning. It's human beings. Why ignoring it when it's in your face?
I would say what they can do is like come together, you see, and come up with a good plan. Not a plan like that will hurt us, you see, and then it benefits them. You see, no, we don't want that. We just want a couple of good heads to come together, you see, and think of a good plan for the street people.
See, this is not government's fault. It's nobody's fault. It's everybody's responsibility. We've all got to get together and say, you know what? NGO sector, who is a fragmented industry in South Africa, let's all network our resources, our wisdom, for the benefit of our children.